Hello everyone. Let's get started with our part 2 from Unit 2 State Government, Lesson number 2 Role of Government in Health. So in the last session we discussed about what is health, what is the definition given by WHO, and we also discussed about the healthcare situations in India, where we discussed about two of the columns which said the positive factors and the negative factors of the medical services in India or the healthcare in India. And I had asked you to think about some interesting topics. I hope you have noted it down. So let's begin with today's topic. So today we are going to discuss about, is adequate healthcare available to all? So we could say that a lot of private services are concentrated in urban areas, and these are run for most of the profits. The cost of these services is rather too high. Medicines are expensive, and yes, n number of medicines are given. Many people cannot afford them, or even they have to borrow money for their treatment if there is an illness in their families. And we also know that in order to earn more money, there are certain private services who encourages or who practice the services which are very incorrect, some wrong methods, right? So at times, cheaper methods, though available, are not used. For example, it is common to find doctors prescribing unnecessary medicines, injections, or saline bottles when tablets or simple medicines can work. So we could also say that barely 20% of the population can afford all the medicines that they require during an illness. But what about those whom one might not think as being poor? Medical expenses cause hardships. So, how would they actually get a proper treatment? And even because of lack of money, people try and avoid going for a proper medical treatment. For example, we can say even people do not take women's health as important. So all these factors we need to take into our thought. We should think about it, like why we don't have adequate healthcare available to all the people. Being one of the largest producer of qualified doctors, still we are lagging behind in providing better healthcare facilities. Now, what can we do about this? What can be done? So we could just say that it is the responsibility of the government to provide equality and a quality kind of healthcare to all its citizens. Especially they should take care of the poor and the disadvantaged group of our society. And then as we know that health is dependent on such basic amenities and social conditions of the people. And so they should work on those particular things first. Hence, it is important to work on both in order to improve the health situation of our people. So, I think the government, along with the medical professionals, have to take a lot of efforts in educating such poor people and disadvantaged groups of our society about hygiene, cleanliness, sanitation, which are actually the root cause of certain illness and diseases. And moreover, yes, equality should be maintained while giving treatment. It should not only be money minded, that if that person is going to give us money, only then we are going to treat that person. No. So, how? And even the government hospitals should try to provide quality services. They should develop, upgrade their equipments, upgrade their doctors. Maybe they appoint more number of doctors over there, and so this situation could be taken care of. Now let's have a look at certain examples. We have the Kerala experience and the Costa Rican experience. So here what exactly this Kerala government has done and Costa Rican government. So we are going to look in detail about these two places. So let's begin with the Kerala experience. Now, talking about Kerala, we know the southernmost part of our country and the highest in the literacy rate. So, what did the government of Kerala think? What changes did they bring about in their budgets? So, in the year 1996, the Kerala government thought of giving 40% of the state's budget, that is the finances, to the panchayats, that means to the local government. And why do you think that they thought of giving it to the panchayats? Because yes, rural areas are always neglected in whatsoever development we think about. So here first they thought of that our rural areas to be developed and to be made healthy. And what would these panchayats do after taking the money with them? So they started planning and giving proper water supply to the people. Which, if the water supply is not good, if there is no clean drinking water, there is a chance of illness and diseases. Yes, proper food being distributed to each and every person in the village. Women's development in the sense of medicines as well as education was taken care of. Proper working schools. The panchayats also took care that the schools are functioning properly and certain education related to health is imparted to the children. They also ensure that the Anganwadis are also working well, where the preschool children are taught different kinds of things, and yes, they also taught them about the health and hygiene. Different healthcare centers were improved, developed. They tried to bring certain kinds of equipments. In spite of all these efforts made by the Keralian government along with the help of Panchayat, there are still some problems which need to be taken care of, like shortage of medicines, insufficient beds in the hospitals, and also the number of doctors. So maybe in these years they have taken care of and they are quite successful in achieving what they want. Now we have one more experience about Costa Rica. Do you know where is Costa Rica? Yes, so Costa Rica is one of the countries in South America and it is one of the healthiest countries. So what is the reason? This reason is mentioned and is found in the Constitution of Costa Rica. And what is that reason? It is important decision and they are decided that not to have an army. So the constitution tells that whatever funds we spend on the army, it should be spent on health education and the basic necessities of people. The government also believes that the country has to be healthy for its development and so pays a lot of attention to the health of its people. So when we have a healthy population, we can achieve whatever we want. And so they spend a lot for the basic health education, the basic necessities like clean drinking water, sanitation, nutrition, and housing as well. They also consider health education very, very important. And knowledge about health is an essential part of education in Costa Rica at all the different levels. So these were two examples about the Kerala and the Costa Rican approach, how they have tried to work on health for the betterment of their people. So that's all from my side about role of government in health. Any doubts, any queries, note it down. We could discuss in our session. Till then, take care, be safe, bye.